Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this new episode of the Wayne State Wack Pack on WAYN Radio. I'm your host, Tommy McCoy, and today... Whoa, did my microphone cut out? You guys... Okay, sorry about that. There's a little technical difficulties, but once again, still an amazing episode. We've got, a little bit different format usually. We have a returning guest, Vance Rogers from the first episode.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, lower this mic. You need to get right in there and talk to it.
Hey,
Right
everybody.
there? Okay, there we go. And of course, we have our new special guest, Julian Temple Young.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Hey, Julian.
I'm doing great. I'm glad to have you guys both here. So I think this will be a great episode. So yeah, as you guys know, this is the Wayne State Wack Pack. We try to get to know the faces, the stories behind the faces you see on campus. And so today we're going to be asking a couple questions to Julian. So you ready for that, man?
I am.
All right, cool. So let's get into it. So are you what's going on in your life right now? Are you going to school? Are you going to work? Because I know you used to live on campus at Wayne State.
Yeah, right now I am starting up my job at the airport, dicing airplanes.
Dicing airplanes?
De-icing.
Oh, okay. What's that like?
It's nothing that when I originally signed up for it, I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier than you think. It's just really, you have to do a lot of training. You just pretty much just get in a truck, drive up close to the plane, and just spray it with just like this de-icing fluid, and that's it.
Does it feel like a mini game?
I was thinking that, because I think I remember our friend Austin, for our listeners, we have a friend Austin who also did this job, and he told me that it was like a video game. Like you have like a controller and everything.
A very boring video game.
Yeah, I know. That's funny, There's no work that'll be like a fun video game, sadly. But yeah, so that sounds cool. What airport are you working at?
It's DTW, of course, in
cool.
Romulus.
Oh, yes, a Romulus. Speaking of Romulus,
Oh my
so Vance Rogers is also from Romulus, so am I. So Julian, is that where you grew up, in the Romulus proper, or like in a nearby area?
Yes, very close to downtown Romulus. In like the suburbs of it,
Yeah.
and I probably stayed there for probably like 13 years since I was born to probably till then.
Nice, dude. I feel like Romulus, there's a specific type of person that comes out of Romulus, you know?
You don't know Romulus unless you actually lived there. Everyone thinks it's like the airport place. That's all it is. But like when you get deep down in like the lore, it's like
Oh, Lord.
There is lore in Romulus,
yes,
man.
I know so much about Romulus. It's kind of like weird,
Yeah,
but it's just so funny. You just go downtown and like you're like that's a person from Romulus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. Like, the weirdest thing for me is seeing people with like bumper stickers that like say like Romulus High School
Yeah.
graduate. Like,
I don't know why
would
it's
you
so
wanna-
funny to me.
I just think it's because like from us coming there, it's just such a weird thing to want to represent because like I don't think any of us
The
like
gateway to the world.
it. Yes. Yeah, isn't that funny?
said
used
that?
to. That's on one
That's
of the signs.
Romulus.
That's
Romulus
something-
said that.
That's a sign at the airport.
Yeah,
Yes.
no,
Because
dude.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody just comes to Romulus just to go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
You come here to get somewhere better. I just imagine like a rapper or like they get off the plane and then they're like expected to be in Detroit, and then they're in Romulus,
And they see the landing strip.
the landing
Yeah.
strip, the cornerstone, the heart of our
Ah,
economy.
yes. The three main buildings: the
Yeah,
pharmacy, and the strip club.
For
and the bank.
Which
for
you've
anyone
never
that
been to.
doesn't know Romulus, have not lived in Romulus, our supermarket is closed.
What? Keep talking, Julian. Sorry.
Our supermarket is closed, and it's right across the street from our strip club that is like brand new, redesigned, and it's just like so poetic that our market is completely closed, but our strip club is open.
It's booming.
It is booming.
I wish we would all have been in there because I feel like that's something that we're missing out on not have gone in this landing strip.
We have not gone in there. Let's make that very
Not
clear.
yet.
Oh yeah, not just for all our
Not been in
viewers out there. We sadly have not been inside the landing strip.
Well, we'll let you know.
But yeah, we'll let you know how it is.
But it's just so funny because there's like two buildings in downtown Romulus. Is CVS pharmacy and the landing strip.
baby. That's so crazy. It fascinates me really. Like the reason I enjoy having you guys on here also, so like people can listening. Like I want you to know that the place you come from changes who you are so much.
Yes.
Like if I'd grown up at anywhere different, I wouldn't and be totally changed because Romulus has like molded me to be this. I don't even know what it's done to me, but it has done something.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so I want to ask more about you, Julian. So
All right, go ahead.
I know you did live out here in Detroit for a while. Do you like Detroit better than Romulus?
I love Detroit.
Yeah.
I've always loved Detroit. You know, I never really fed into like the stereotypes. You know, people say like whenever like you know like my mom like I'm like all right, I'm going to Detroit. You know, when I first started going out here, she's like all right,
wear your bulletproof vest.
be safe. But you know, like Detroit is way more safe than a lot of places I've been. Like the outskirts of Detroit, like I don't feel safe there. But the heart of Detroit,
it's totally fine.
We were taking 4 a.m. walks last.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, especially downtown. Of course, you know you have to be conscious of areas, but that's just any big city. To pinpoint Detroit as the most dangerous one is, I think, kind of unfair and is really does not represent our city because the city is great and I think it has a very rich culture, which I think is very unique to us.
I agree. And, you know, another thing that gets me is, like, Detroit is huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, like, people think of downtown Detroit, and then they think of the terrible suburbs. Those are that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes. You know, when I'm, like on the east side where, like, Deja's grandpa used to live, there was, like, I saw a man with a horse in his backyard, and right next door was a house that was burned down. So, like, people see that, and they're like, yep, that's all of Detroit. You got that in the GM building. Those are the two things. But it's really not like that, you know? Even in more of, like, the more suburban areas that aren't, like, pretty, but they also aren't, like, dilapidated. You know, they got places in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like those Facebook memes or whatever. You just see, like, a pile of just burnt wood, and you're like, Detroit 2019.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, yeah, there is, but I think we are making like the correct steps to circumvent that.
I hope so. You know, I think it would just take small improvements to make Detroit a lot better.
I mean, you know, you can't do it overnight, but
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
From what I've seen since when I was younger, when I used to come here for like, you know, sporting events and what it is now, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The downtown is just so beautiful and just so fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy living out here. So, let's know about. We were talking about growing up, so let me know about your childhood. So, like, what did you say you had a good childhood? That's kind of a dark question. I don't want you to be like, no, my dad, you know, killed me.
Yeah, you know, I did try to make it as fun as I can.
Consciously, as a kid?
Well, yeah, because I was always just so bored.
Yeah.
I mean, like, of course I like playing, like, video games and stuff, but I'd rather try to go to, like, my friend's house and play video games.
Yeah.
Or just, like, always inviting, like, someone over or going to someone's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, you know, riding bikes and stuff like that.
Go to the park or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, I always try to, like, stay busy and trying to always do something. And something I'm trying to get back into with now that I have more time is I used to like draw a lot as a kid and have a lot of artistic expressions and stuff. I used to draw and write and, you know, like make videos and stuff. So I want to get back into that because, you know, you look at when you as a child, I know people say like you change a lot, but like you have a certain like core like of ideals and who you are, and I feel like a lot of that doesn't go away. It might change and mold over time, but like, you know, if you go back, if you're like kind of, here's what I think, if you're kind of like feeling lost right now, just think about how you were as a kid. I mean, that's you in your purest form.
Yeah.
You know, so just think about that a little bit and maybe draw some inspiration from that. So that's what I want to do now.
That's good. You know, it's really like kind of interesting to me that you bring that up, like currently, because I feel like in my current period of my life, I'm trying to like channel that. Like, just for example, last night, me and Deja were watching, Deja, my girlfriend, we were watching, what's that movie? Oh, it's called Good Burger, you know, with Keenan and Kel. And
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie. Great movie. So, but there's a scene where he's like, you know, he's on summer break, right? He's like, I'm about to sit by the pool, order some Chinese food, and then do it again tomorrow. And then I was just thinking, like, man, do you remember being in school over summer where you actually had nothing to do?
You had no responsibilities.
You could do whatever you want. When I was in 7th grade, I would stay up till 5 in the morning and then sleep until 3 p.m.,
Yeah,
dude.
just sleep schedule did not matter.
Yeah.
Just what you could do any day was up to you.
Yeah, there were some. Oh my gosh, dude! You know if I pull up my PlayStation 3 and I look at GTA 5 and online, right? They have a timer for how long you spend in a single session.
Ooh,
I spent 11 hours in one session, dude.
man.
Those were the days, bro. Oh yeah,
Vance
what
is
Vance?
not
Is that
That's
impressed.
an
He
okay
did that
amount of time.
yesterday.
Those are
That's an okay
rookie
amount of
numbers.
time.
Vance did it before this interview.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. I like, of course, I like video games. I don't like video games as much as I used to when I was younger.
I need to get someone on the show who hates video games
Mm.
because
Okay,
the
well,
first
let me
two guests
Get a
have been
parent
like,
on
bro,
this
I'm a
game."
gamer. But yeah, go on.
Okay, but like I don't like them because they're making me mad. All right. So it's just I was just realizing how much I spent playing video games when I
Mhm.
was like younger.
Yeah.
I probably spent 1,000 hours of my adolescence on is what Vance. I know you're looking at me, but 1,000 hours on like Halo alone
Yeah.
when I was like in a couple year span.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
and
a
I'm
lot
like
of
I look
time.
at that I'm like, man, I could have been doing anything else, but I chose. But I mean, it's a fun game, and
You're kind of making me
Okay.
feel bad about myself.
No, Vance, listen. I was actually. I'm happy
the
that you're
biggest
here.
gamer.
I'm happy that you're here because you said something to me a while ago that
Yeah.
I actually stuck with me a lot. And I was saying how like when I'm sitting there playing video games and I have fun while I'm doing it, but afterwards I feel bad. Like I'm like,
Yes,
I wish I would have spent that time doing something more productive. But then I
exactly.
told Vance, and he was like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I wasted my time when I play video games because I enjoyed myself while I was doing it. And I'm like, well, I guess that, it's-
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to think about it.
yeah, I agree. What do you think, Vance?
Just to go back what he said. He said 1,100 hours in a couple years. That makes me feel bad.
Why? How many hours, dude?
In ARC, in a year alone, probably like 1,400
Oh
hours.
my God. in
But you gotta
one
think about
game.
AFK. All right,
No,
I count
okay,
AFK.
If you think times that you spent like actively
You're
playing the
sitting
game,
down and playing the
probably
game.
12.
1,200.
Yeah,
Wow.
plus other
dude.
games.
So that means you spent 200 hours AFK.
Yeah,
Just doing
What the-
nothing.
over
Why?
a year. Because you got
Why?
grindy games like that. Sometimes you just gotta wait it out. so
Okay,
you just
okay.
leave
I
the
don't know
game
how
open,
that game
Oh,
works.
right?
yeah.
Or just stuff
You
like that.
See, you're making me feel less bad.
I know,
actually.
right?
Yeah, because like I'm like
This is so bad.
You're
Like,
an average gamer.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
had my
think about
time
it.
playing games.
Yeah.
and,
There are people who play more than you.
Yeah, a lot more. There's days I don't play video games.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too, dude.
Yeah, it's just like I
Just
don't-
yesterday, I
don't
sat down to
want
play Smash, and I was like, I haven't played a video game in like 2 days. I'm like, wow, my younger self will be pissed right now.
I'm just beginning
oh
my
gosh,
journey of
excuse
the
me.
gaming detox.
But anyway, so yeah, I agree. I think gaming is such a huge part of all of our lives, and it's kind of interesting
Yeah.
that gamers come together like that.
Because is there one more thing I can say?
Yeah, what's up?
Julian, in early college, right? Just like
Yeah.
sitting down and having this conversation just reminds me of how far you've come.
Really?
Because remember in speech class, this is like before we were really like that deep of friends, right?
Yeah.
In like this first speech class, I remember you were sitting there on your first presentation of the class. You said every other word.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Julian. I was laughing at you.
I'd
Because
laugh
I
at me
wasn't
too.
laughing at you. I was laughing at what was happening. Because I look at our teacher. and he's
Vance, you
sitting
got to
the
get in
back.
this microphone.
You think I should
dude.
get closer? Okay.
Yes, like that.
He's sitting back with his clipboard,
Hmm.
and Julian walks up, and I don't know if you remember what you talked about, but it was like we're not allowed to have notes or like look back really, but you're like
yeah.
so
like,
yeah, and like even when it came to questions, you're like yeah, I don't no really like that. But now you're great.
Thank you. That is a very good compliment because I've been trying to work on that. Because the problem was because I thought about everything. I think about like what you said, and think about like what I want to say, and then like think about just a bunch of other levels of stuff to say. and then say it. But like I didn't want to just have a long pause of just having like someone ask me a question. I'm just like, well, that's how I think about it. I
Maybe
wanted
that'll
to
make you
fill
seem
it in.
smarter.
So like,
Like just put something out there, like a filler word.
yeah, pretty much it was like my mind just like trying to fill in like the nervousness of like, okay, I need to say something immediately, but you don't need to say anything immediately.
I feel like when we're in the middle of a speech, like time feels like it's going so slow. So
yeah,
like
it is.
it's like us talking like this, we would try and fill in a word in between. Because when you're performing in front of a class and a teacher and you feel that pressure and you got to talk about like the geographics of Uganda and it's just you just don't know the information by heart.
Mm-hmm.
You just looked at your note card for like half a second and you got to look back up and remember everything you wanted to say. So I think that's why it's happening.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. It's kind of funny how you're thinking about a conversation like logically.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the
Well,
most...
I want to give the best response possible.
I mean, we can't live up to these standards.
Yeah, so that's well, thank you, Vance. That actually means a lot.
Yeah, that's a
telling
very
you, man.
sweet compliment.
Freaking great.
They just kissed each other.
My voice is over here still. He's all
Yeah,
the way over
whatever.
there.
Okay, so here's a fun question, Julian. If you
Yeah.
had $1 million, what's the first thing you do with it?
I would throw a massive party.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Huh.
Wait, say that again?
I would throw a massive party if I was given $1 million.
Really?
Wow. What's your budget for the party?
$1 million. No, I'm joking. Man, that's a good question. I haven't really. I would have to range out like how crazy I want it to be. Like,
Yeah.
I have to rent out a space. Because like I don't
So
know.
it'd be multiple parties.
What?
Would you do one party or multiple parties?
Just
I mean,
one,
like,
right?
I will. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, first splurge, right? Party. I'm inviting all my friends. We're gonna celebrate because this
So
is
just the 10
Like,
of
yo,
us.
I got $1 million.
Just the 10
Let's
of
go.
us.
sure.
Oh, yeah, Vance
Okay.
stated on the first episode that
It's just
we
10
have
of
a
us.
concrete 10 group.
10
in our
friend group.
Yeah, so then I'll do that, and then I would try to invest it, and once I get a return on it, then then I would try to make as much. I'd have like a good balance of having fun, helping people, and improving myself, because
Right.
Nice.
that's what I think about a lot. Like people. When they get money, I feel like they do one or the other, like they either just blow it all and just for fun, or they just try to improve themselves or whatever.
Mhm.
But, I want to do it all. I mean, all that stuff matters to me. I mean, how can you have that much money and not have a little fun? Not,
Yeah.
be a little selfish with it. I think that's fine enough.
Yo, Tommy,
Huh, what's up?
I think you'll agree with me on this. If somebody was to hand anybody in our group that much money, I would think it should be Julian. What's your major, Julian? What was your major?
Finance.
Finance.
There you go. I always told
So-
Julian that if I became a millionaire, I would pay him
Exactly,
to be my
and I said the
financial
same thing.
advisor.
Wow, thank
And
you.
we would all help each other get the bag. And the best person I would hand that money to.
Vance,
and
you have
trust.
to talk in the mic.
Really?
bro.
Like, this far
Yes.
back is bad?
Yes,
Yes,
dude.
yes.
If I had to hand that money, I would hand it to you. Then I'd be like, Julian, here's acorns. Here's an investment app. Go make some money.
Wow.
And then
Man,
I'll
that's a lot of responsibility.
I'll
If-
be your assistant.
he's doing it for you.
And then Tommy will be your marketer.
I would feel more comfortable if it was my money, because if I mess up, that's my fault. But
Yeah.
like if I just like Vance, I lost $400,000.
See, I wouldn't put the responsibility on you to invest it. I would just want you to advise my decisions.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that's fine enough.
I mean, yeah, because I don't want to make you, have like some existential crisis. Okay, so I think we should segue into our next part here. So, Julian, do you have music queued up that you'd like to play for us?
Yes.
Now, it has to be the clean version, just so you
Okay.
know. So is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so while you're pulling it up, let us know about the two songs you were deciding.
Well, in the spirit of Halloween, Thriller by Michael Jackson, of
Nice,
course.
a classic. Okay.
Classic song. That album is perfect.
Do you think he did it?
Did what?
Do you think he did it? Michael Jackson, do you think he did it?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I don't like that documentary came out because didn't the
He's
FBI
dead, bro.
didn't the FBI investigate into this?
Who knows, man?
So
Whatever.
do I just go ahead and
Yeah, so you ready to play it?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So check it out, everyone. This is going to be Thriller that's been queued up for us by Julian, and we'll be right back. This is the Wayne State Wack Pack on WAYN Radio. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of the Wayne State Wack Pack. I'm your host, Tommy McCoy, and we're back here with our guest, Julian Temple-Young, and my surprise guest, Vance Rogers.
Hey.
And before we get back into the show, I just want to do a quick little announcement for the Wayne State students here on campus. This weekend, special offer, okay? The campus is finally cutting us a break. We got 25-cent printing, all right?
Ooh.
But you have to use the Pay Range app, so make sure you download that. I don't know if all the buildings use the Pay Range app, but download it. First of all, your first cycle is free, and it's 25-cent printing all weekend, so make sure you take advantage of that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude. Also, okay, wait. Here's something I want to say that I think is important to me. I got an email when the semester started from Wayne State saying how they're doing a experiment, I guess, to where you know how like we have to pay for printing, right? So at the Wayne State the food pantry, right, by Towers next to Dunkin' Donuts. They're giving out print cards. It's like a preloaded card with $5 that you can use to print, right? And they're doing it to see like, oh, how many students get it, so that we can know, you know, what can they financially support printing. But they barely advertise it, so clearly they don't want us to go get it, so that we'll keep paying for printing. So everyone out there, if you're listening, go get a freaking print card right now. I don't know if they're open right now, and they're not open. Yeah, they're not open on Fridays. But this Monday, before 5 p.m., go down there to the pantry and get yourself a print card so they can understand that we don't want to pay for this stuff, all right? That is all. So let's
Wow,
get back
Tommy.
into it. I'm very
Saving
passionate
money
about
for us.
that. Okay, so now that we're back. So, Julian, why'd you pick Thriller? You're a big Michael Jackson fan?
Yeah, I love Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've been listening to actually recently a lot of Motown, and of course, Jackson 5's on there, and
Nice.
he's just a genius. He's like the best performer ever. Just like singing ability, dancing.
He's got it all.
Expression. He just
Yo,
has it all.
Julian, that reminds me. Let me ask you. Remember what I said earlier the other day? 50 Cent said Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alone.
exactly.
And also
Not
they
even
haven't
like.
committed the crimes. that he's
Yes,
committed.
exactly. Michael Jackson may be under some weird accusations, but at least he didn't publicly beat a woman. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you're right. That he is more legendary than
Yeah, he
Michael
left
Jackson.
a more negative impact on the world.
Exactly, man.
It just shows how weird the music industry is right now.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber made a remix of Many Men, by the way.
What song?
You guys listening to that?
What's it called?
Many Men.
No.
He changed Justin Bieber remix.
What?
What?
Justin Bieber. What is he? He needs to just retire already. His prime is over. When he made "I'm the One," I was like shocked.
Yeah.
Like that was a
Okay.
good song. I was
Right.
like, wow, I'm surprised. But after that, I'm like, all right, bro, that's it, dude. You're out.
So does-
like, you made your money.
Let me ask you this question, because you probably know. Is DJ Khaled just a beat maker, or does he write their verses?
He's a hype man.
He's a hype man. He's kind of, you guys know, do you know Flava Flav?
Yeah.
DJ Khaled is like that. So DJ Khaled is a producer sometimes, but most of the time, like, All I Do Is Win. He made that beat. And
Yeah.
I think he may have wrote the chorus. I'm not sure. But I'm sure you could look up the credits on that.
Yeah.
But he's like Flava Flav. Like, there was this whole group. I forget the name of it. It was the rap group that Flava Flav was in. This man did not rap at all, but he was in every song, just like saying stuff in the background,
I guess he's just a cool friend with him, or he probably produced some stuff and he wanted to be in it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
he's really weird and like delusional. You see, like he was really surprised that his album wasn't going #1. He was gonna like sue Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, that's
50 Cent?
insane.
No,
No, DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's what happens.
50. What is 50 Cent doing? Is he still relevant?
No, dude. He's just causing controversy to try
Whoa.
to stay relevant.
Him and Mayweather, they're like having an irrelevant battle.
Because neither one of them can
Neither
read.
one of them
Nobody
are
cares.
relevant. Yeah.
All I gotta say is that interview where Floyd Mayweather was trying to read,
Oh my goodness.
that was sad.
That's something you can never get past.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
they're like, that's it, you can't read.
Unless he
The
comes
end.
out and like publicly goes and reads a book in public in the middle of Times Square. Then
No
I'll be
one's gonna-
ready for that.
I think listen, me and Deja argue about this, but if I was a billionaire and I didn't know how to read, I would not care because I could pay someone to read for me. Like, that's it.
that's a lot of things. Business owners, like the job I had for the winter, one of the owners didn't finish high school,
Wow.
and he
That's
he owns a
America.
business. So I mean, like it's possible, but it's like, if you are well, like you don't need to, but if you're well off and you're not passionate about, like, just
don't read.
don't read.
Yeah, he probably just
You know?
listens to everything.
Yeah, he probably just does stuff. I mean, you don't have to be necessarily like really smart to be a business person.
Yeah, clearly. Because,
I mean-
like, look at the money team and, like, you know, Floyd Mayweather owns, like, strip clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's clearly a businessman, but he can't read.
He probably has a lot of associates that are like put money into this, and he
Yeah.
just gives them like a $50,000 stack of money.
But like,
Yeah.
what do you even need to read for if you're a billionaire?
You
I mean,
don't-
what are you
I
doing?
mean,
Like,
you're reading
I mean,
you're just
I mean-
going out and enjoying life, going to beaches.
I mean, you don't need
going
to
to
read.
parties.
I mean, you don't need to read. I mean, like you could just pretty
You
much
can
at
do
that point.
anything at
At
that
that point,
point.
you just read for fun.
What I
Yeah.
want to know is who writes his Instagram captions?
Oh,
Who, Floyd?
Yeah.
I think
know
he does.
Kenny Wright.
Who knows?
I think he might just be sitting there ranting, and then somebody's like,
Just
he's
writing
like,
it
take a
down?
summary of what I just said. And
All
put
right.
it.
Well, sadly, boys, we got to bring this episode to a close. So we're at the 6:30 mark. I don't want to go too far over. So, Julian, just give us one short message to the people listening.
I would say really find not necessarily what makes you happy, but something that you can put your expression into. Because how I view is like humans, you know, we want to create and in a way kind of leave a legacy, whether famous or infamous. So, you know, and that's in a way like living longer. Because
Yeah.
if you remember longer, you quote unquote kind of live longer. So, you know, just create something. It doesn't necessarily have to be art or a business, but something that is true to you and something that, you know, you can really express yourself, because I think that is the best thing you can do.
Wow, dude. That was an amazing message. Thank you so much, man. That was beautiful, dude.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem.
It's a pleasure to talk to both of you guys. And to everybody out there listening, thank you all so much. This has been a great episode. Catch us next time on waynradio.net. This has been the Wayne State Wack Pack every Friday at 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Thank you all for listening, and have an excellent day. Bye-bye.
Shout out to Exquisite Cuts.